So we're officially at the beginning of the tour. You want to tell us where we are and how this operation goes?
So this is kind of the lounge. We have the couch here where we do a lot of our workshops. We bring in a lot of international DJs and producers, and we run kind of workshops where I'll invite in a whole bunch of young producers or just people that are really into the music. And yeah, we have the artists on the couch here. We also have like kind of a lounge area here where most of the artists come in just to check mails or hang out. And I find that this is really quite a cool interactive space. It's a great place for people to get to know each other, and you know, a lot of artists are figuring out what other artists are doing, so we end up getting a lot of collaborations on work, which is actually stuff we're quite excited about, you know, bringing different artists together to work on an entirely new project.
It's a very comfortable environment, and I like that. Do you find that the young guys coming here are a little bit stressed out? It's their big time in front of these, you know, fancy studio?
It is important for us to give people a professional recording experience, which does come with some pressure. You know, I don't want guys to come here and have a cool time, and then when they try and record in a professional studio, they're not sure what they're doing. So we do try and keep the pressure on, but I think that's part of being a professional recording environment, is having that sense of pressure, but allowing the guys to feel really relaxed and so that they can really explore their creativity. So this is Studio A. This is where we bring most of the bands in. And then obviously Steve. Steve's kind of the guy who holds everything together. He's the head sound engineer. He's got loads of sort of experience in the business, and it was kind of a simple fit. He's a really good friend of mine, and it made sense having him around here because he kind of goes beyond the call of duty when it comes to getting the recordings done. In the background we've got the C24, which is kind of a new addition to the Red Bull studio. Just allows,
beautiful piece of equipment.
yeah, just allows us to kind of be doing more things at once, which is always pleasant in the studio. And then yeah, I guess electronic drum kit. Behind me we've got some keyboards and synthesizers. You know, initially the idea with the studio was to convince artists to come here. I thought, well, how am I going to get them, especially electronic artists, was how am I going to get them out of their home studios? So what we thought was, well, we'll have the Moog and the Virus here so that guys can come in and experiment on both sort of hand in hand and, you know, kind of get a full experience, which not many of us get to do at home.
And glancing around at the equipment, obviously you aren't isolated to just synthetic sounds necessarily or DJing. No, bands, rock music, is there a genre not allowed in the studio?
No, certainly not. I mean, we kind of open-minded to all types of music. You know, the kind of ethos behind Red Bull Music Academy has always been a very open-mindedness to music, and we, you know, when building the Red Bull studio, we kind of draw inspiration from the academy, and yes, we're open to everything here. Cool, so this is Studio B. This is kind of where we do a lot more of our pre-production, so producers will come in, work on their music, kind of refine it before they move over to Studio A, which obviously has the vocal booth. So here we're kind of focusing more on the actual music behind the tracks. Obviously we've also got a DJ setup. So this is where a lot of the DJs would come in to lay down demos, even maybe just to practice. Pretty standard DJ setup, Technics turntables, CDJs, and a DJM 800 mixer. The idea being that, you know, we give DJs kind of what the industry standard is at the moment. The DJM 800 is kind of the, you know, one of the better mixers on the market at the moment. And in most South African clubs, you'll go in and find a DJM 800. So we like to give DJs the opportunity to sort of experiment with the mixer, get to know it before going and playing in the clubs. Yeah, other than that, yeah, once again, just loads of gear. We've got the Moog here, we've got an MPC, electronic drum kit once again, and a Nord rack. And yeah, you know, the idea being just to have fun, explore.
I mean, it really seems like a sanctuary of music, and it's absolutely awesome. My question being to you is, who gets the opportunity to come here? Do you need some sort of street cred to get in here, or are you nurturing any kind of music?
I won't lie, street cred helps, but no, we're very open-minded. You know, we've been working on a system. Initially, it was quite overwhelming. We had lots of people trying to access the studio, and you know, I never want to say no to anyone because you don't know who you're dealing with. So we've kind of devised a form that you need to fill in. They also then need to just vocalize what they're trying to do. You know, what kind of music are they making? Why they're making music? It's quite in depth. And we'll then basically go through all the forms, and we give everybody at least a little bit of time in the studio. Everybody gets a chance to experience the Red Bull studio. And then obviously the guys that sort of stick out and people we think, hey, there's some talent there, we'll start looking at extending the studio time.
That's cool. So you harnessing and nurturing all sorts of music, and we love that. We're all about developing talent. Take us around. Let's go. See what else we got on offer here.
Yeah, sure. So no studio would be complete without, of course, a vocal booth. This is obviously where we put the MCs and the singers and stuff. We just actually got some nice new microphones. So yeah, if you want to have a little look.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day.
Cape Town Live is doing a Road to the Rocking the Daisies promotion. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I guess the idea behind it was to create sort of extra hype and more importantly, just to get to know the artist better. You know, we've just completed the lineup for Rocking the Daisies, and when I look at it, it really is, it's a beautiful lineup with a lot of amazing names. I sit in a fortunate position where I'm quite well aware of what each of these artists is doing and representing. And I think it's important for the general public to sort of become aware of say, you know, this DJ and what kind of field they come from and what kind of background there is, so that when you go to these festivals, it's not just another DJ. You're like, hey, oh, that's this person.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I know a little bit about them. And I guess, you know, knowledge is key. The more you know about the different artists, the more appreciation you're going to have of the festival.
Absolutely, absolutely. I like that. So look out for Cape Town Live's Roads Rocking the Daisies.
Right, well, no creative space would be complete without a secret lab where the technicians get to hone their skills. And under much deliberation, I've managed to get Ivan to take us to his private spot. Tell us a little bit about it.
We convinced Red Bull to get us another set of speakers, and yeah, we set up what's become known as Studio X.
This is top secret.
It's my favorite
And mysterious.
favorite room so far, I think.
Away we go.
Look at that.
Yeah, Studio X looks pretty good with the lights off. So this is a new plan that we just hatched. Young Damien has been refining his vinyl recording skills, and yeah, we're hoping to basically digitize the Combined Studios vinyl collection, which between, you know, myself, Richard III, Audiophile, and Jake, we're all sitting on quite a few records, so hopefully you'll be getting it onto our laptops.
Is this the death of the vinyl?
No, not at all. You know, it's just for practical reasons. When you tour and you fly and stuff, you literally just can't carry as many vinyls as you used to be able to. And I know it's a whole debate, the whole laptop DJ thing. We could spend a whole video on that. But at the end of the day, you know, to have a record collection of 10,000 records sitting at home versus having those same records on your laptop, it's kind of a no-brainer. We've also kind of just discovered something whereby we're actually recording all our vinyls at 24-bit wave, which is actually, you know, far superior than even a CD. So, and you know, when we listen back to it on systems, it just sounds so fat and so organic. So for me, vinyl will always rule, but it's now taking vinyl mentality into a digital realm.
Okay, it's come to the end of our trip now around the Red Bull Studios. Everything they do here basically ends up on this. So Ivan, tell us a little bit more about this Red Bull Studio Session CD.
We put that out in, I think it was about February, and yeah, I guess it's a culmination of the last 3 years recording here. It's kind of everyone who's been affiliated to the studio and recorded here. We kind of put together in a mixtape. It was mixed down and kind of just handed it out as a free release. So we're going to be doing these every 6 months, so yeah, definitely keep an eye out for them.
So you guys out there watching the show, if you're a young up-and-coming musical talent, hit some of the links at the bottom of the screen and get hold of Ivan. Hopefully he'll be able to nurture you, and as he said, in 6 months maybe it'll be your name on that track. But otherwise, thanks a lot. It's been an absolute pleasure being here. You guys have been great hosts, and we look forward to coming back.
Cool.
Sweet. Thank
Ciao.
you, everybody.